Hey everybody, it's Jen at the Real Estate Roundtable, and today we have
Ryan Lundquist.
You did a great market update today, and the main thing that I really got was uncertainty.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is really safe, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think when people say, here's what the market's going to do exactly, nobody knows. No one has a crystal ball. I think that there is uncertainty in the market right now. And so that's why we look, here are some things to look at, and how they change will help us say things more definitively, or not. Or we'll say, well, there's still some confusion So.
Right. So you really wanted people to understand the market so that way they could describe the market. That was the main goal of the speech tonight, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. I don't want people just to be numbers nerds. I want them to see the trend behind the number. So
right, which is really important.
Yeah, that's the most important thing. Absolutely.
So in Sacramento, the numbers are sexy.
Yeah. I guess so. I guess I did say that. So
yeah, I was like, all right, I'm liking this. And we had $13 billion in sales in Sacramento last year. Mm-hmm. But the distressed properties are down.
Yeah, I mean, distressed properties are, 2% of the market, 1% foreclosures, 1% short sales. I mean, they're hardly existent. So, like I said, there was one short sale in Placer County last month, and that's it. There are hardly any of the market. So that's why there's all those good deals from 5 to 7 years ago. They've dried up because there aren't these low-priced beater properties anymore.
Right, and you can't even get really a property under $100,000 like you could.
No. There's something severely wrong with it if it's $100,000 in today's market.
Right, severely.
Yeah.
So what I really liked about your whole presentation was there's two sides of the coin here. There's the doom and gloom, and then there's the rose-colored glasses. And you really emphasize to put information first before you kind of make this emotional decision.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we have to let the stats inform our decisions in real estate and our perception of the market. So otherwise, if we're listening to headlines, then the headline might not reflect the market, or people are like, I feel like the market's doing this, and those feelings are valid, but what do the stats actually say? That's what I'm most in tune with.
What unicorn buyers? Can you explain that to people?
So, so sellers these days are expecting that one mythical creature from the Bay Area to come in and swoop in and pay astronomically more. And I call them, unicorn buyers. And it's like they're aiming for that one creature instead of the market.
That one,
and so,
yep.
So it's price for the market. Don't price for this creature. And, prices have really slowed down lately. So it's a real mistake to price aggressively when the market isn't aggressive.
So you say watch sales volumes and listings that are impending.
Yeah. So if we want to see the market right now, what's happening with properties that are getting into contract. Okay. The properties that get into contract today will be the sales a couple months down the road. And so it's like we don't have to wait till we see sales volume in March or April. We know what the market's doing, what sales will be then, just based on pendings today. So what is getting into contracts? That's the question. That's
the question that you have to really ask to really kind of understand where we're going.
Yeah, and choosing comps. If you're flipping a property or you want to make an offer on something, you're looking at what is getting into contracts, and you wouldn't offer, based on this overpriced listing that's way up here. I mean, you're like, no, everything's moving right here. That's where the market is, and that's why we want to look at the pendings. So it's not just like, here's what the market's doing overall. It actually informs our real estate decisions and our behavior in the market.
Right.
Yeah.
A lot of data. Really a lot of data. The slowdown versus the meltdown.
Definitely. So a lot of people are saying the market meltdown is here, we're crashing, and I'd say the stats don't show that. Right now, I think it's best to describe this market as it's slowed down. We've seen sales volume slump. We're seeing price momentum slow down. But it's not that same sort of 2005 vibe in 2007 where things were tanking. We're not seeing that in the market. We certainly are seeing a market that's slowing, though, absolutely. I'm just not calling it a meltdown because that's not what's here.
And you said don't really listen to those headlines.
Yeah, I mean, listen to the stats. Headlines are designed to get you to click.
Right.
And sometimes when I click on an article and I think that was really great, there was substance there. And other times I click on it and think, okay, that was a sensational headline. It was clickbait and I saw that advertiser and that's what the person wanted me to see. But what is the real substance? That's the question. That's what I'm always looking at. So.
Perfect. You also said, what's normal versus not normal. And it's normal for markets to slow down and everything is really cyclical, right?
Absolutely. So we just are always asking that question each and every month. When it comes to stats, what normally happens in the market, this month? I mean, just being in tune with that is really powerful. But yeah, I mean, markets go up and go down. And I think in real estate, the narrative, especially in a sales position, is that the market's always good. It's always going up, but markets are good and bad depending on who you are. There's no such thing as a market that's good for everyone, or bad for everyone. So, 2007 was pretty bad for most, but it was great for investors. I mean,
right? Not good.
There's my point.
No, someone benefited.
Always good and bad.
What I really liked what you said today was most people buy based on their wallet, based on where they're at today and what they can afford.
True. Yeah, I mean, people buy based on affordability and lifestyle for the most part. They move because their lifestyle mandates them to move. They need to upsize or downsize or get in a different neighborhood or school district. It's not so much that everyone's this engineer or real estate geek and going, well, the market's technically at this one spot. I need to make my move. That's the rarity, the exception. Okay, and so most people don't behave like that. So I will say, though, when a market begins to change more significantly, buyers, of course, can back off. And if they collectively back off and go time out, then we would say, okay, buyers really are paying attention to the cycle. But usually, I mean, unless that's not happening, people that's not what they do.
So tell us a little bit more about you. You do a lot of presentations on the market, but you're also an appraiser?
Yeah, I actually do get hired to appraise properties. So do a lot of market updates every week. I'm usually in a different real estate office. I actually have a presentation tomorrow morning. So
where?
Kind of in Sierra 2 Centers, Curtis Park, Sacramento Association Realtors gig. So that'll be fun. But personally, I love woodworking. That's my passion in life.
What kind of woodworking? You do the cutting boards, right?
No, that would be cool. That's not me. I don't know, just make whatever. Benches and.
What have you made lately?
On Sunday I made 2 benches.
Like pretty big benches?
Yeah, you can sit 2 people on them.
Wow.
Reclaimed wood. Yeah, they're fun, and I'm in the process of painting them right now, and. Yeah, so I love that stuff, but family man, I have 2 kids, a wife, been married 18 years.
Oh, wow.
Almost 19. So that's kind of me in a nutshell. I'm a pretty simple guy.
And you live in the Sacramento area?
I do. Yeah, Sac County.
So what made you kind of want to be an appraiser?
Well, like most people in real estate, you don't grow up wanting to be in real estate. You get in by accident. So pregnancy happens.
Oh.
And I used to be a middle school teacher.
Okay.
And so the opportunity presented itself. I needed to make more money, and I knew some appraisers and said, hey guys, can you train me? And the rest is history. So.
What gets you up in the morning?
Other than my alarm clock.
And your bladder.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Just providing for the family. Absolutely. So, yeah, definitely. So, and just, good thing. And I like what I do. I really love to speak.
You're great. You had all these really funny Uncle Rico.
Kind of Rico. But like, that's the stuff that I love.
I got it wrong.
I love that stuff.
Is that Uncle Rico?
Uncle Rico.
Uncle Rico. Yeah. And even like his charts, he's in the 80s. He said Uncle Rico. It was just very, very cleverly put together for captivating. It's kind of boring looking at charts and stuff, and he actually makes it really funny and fun. He got the fidget spinners out.
Yeah, I'm really mature. So.
But that's what we like about it, right?
Yeah. No, it's fascinating stuff. We can package it in a way to make it fun and understand, and it's never for me. It's never about the numbers. I know the stats, I can quote the stats, but it's about understanding how is the market moving. That's the thing that's most important. What is the real trend? Because that's the real stuff.
What's going on? Yeah.
Yeah. definitely.
Okay, so another thing that you said in your presentation today is when you're buying flips, you should have a little bit more wiggle room. Why did you say that?
So I think in today's market, we've seen price momentum slow, and there's an element of uncertainty, and that doesn't mean that things are going to pop. But I just think that wisdom says that make sure the numbers actually work,
right?
But make sure that it's a little bit more padded in today's market with things slowing down. And then if there's some uncertainty here, and it's going to take you 90 to 120 days to flip, it's just there's that element of what's the market going to be like, and it's sort of like a month-to-month thing right now rather than this obvious level of confidence. If I asked everyone in the room tonight, hey, is the market going to be solid good in 4 to 5 months? I think a lot of people probably wouldn't raise their hands and say, oh, it's going to be great.
Right. So that it's uncertain. Yeah,
so that's why I just say maybe just be a little bit more strategic. There's deals to be had, there's money to be made, but be strategic and be smart.
Do you have any investment properties?
I don't. I'm just the guy who speaks to investors, ironically, right? So, but that'll change eventually. So,
you want to invest?
Yeah. I own a home, but yeah, we haven't crossed that bridge. So, yeah.
Cool. You also said look for sellers who want to exit the market. What did you mean by that?
So I think that some sellers who are in a place to move, a lot of sellers are moving out of state. It's right. Those people, because sellers otherwise, if they're sitting on a 3.5% rate, they're not going to move because they're sitting on solid gold, and it would cost so much more in today's market to buy. And so look for the people, for the realtors who do have something moving them, whether it's lifestyle or school district, but the ones who really want to move to Idaho and Texas and Nevada and Arizona and Oregon, all those places that Californians and locals are going, they want to leave the market and buy in a lower price market. The real estate dream, right?
Right.
Cash out, closer to the top of a cycle. So that's always a dream.
Always, yeah, and have like a huge house somewhere else that you can really just settle down with.
Yeah, but ironically, that if the market tanked nationally, the market's going to go down there too.
Right. So, it's not just here; it's everywhere.
So as long as people realize that, right?
Right. New construction,
I shared some numbers. It's been on the rise since 2012. Last year, stats from North State BIA showed a 10% dip in volume. And so there was some softness there. I think a lot of it probably due to interest rates slowing down the market. So hopefully those numbers stay strong. I'm rooting for the builders. I do think some builders are pricing really aggressively though too. From the gate, they're thinking, hey, we're going to start at $650,000. I'm like, well, maybe start a little lower too.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah. And there's a lot of people that were in construction that really got burned by 2008. So we're not really seeing as much people in construction. Have you noticed that?
It's hard to build. The numbers are way down. From 2003 to 2005, it was the heyday of building in our market. The numbers are way off from there. We just can't build to that extent right now. We don't have the labor force to do it. And land is really expensive right now too. So it's hard to pull off. And it's really hard to do quickly, unfortunately. We really need those units, but it's just hard to do.
Yeah, just can't even keep up with demand. And you also said something else. Which house do you want to ride down the market in?
Yeah, that's a famous, from the famous Mike Goby. I love that question he asks. If the market did crash, and I'm not saying that it's going to or it will, but the viable question is, which house would you want to ride down the market in? Because I think a lot of buyers are, looking at the market going, hey, it feels like it's closer to the top. I'm paralyzed by fear. I don't know what to do. I don't know what decision to make. But I think that's just a powerful question, because if you're going to lose in real estate if a market changes. So where do you want to lose? Kind of a funny question to ask, but I just think it's sincere and honest.
Yeah, it's something that everyone should really be asking.
Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm.
And, there's some properties where you could just ride it out. If we did go down, it's going to come back up, right?
I couldn't promise that something would come back up, but markets go up and markets go down all the time. We buy into this, Pollyanna idea that things always rise, and it's just not real. It's not real in any market, right? Bitcoin, right?
Right.
It's going to keep going up, but then it didn't, baseball cards. I mean, any market you can think
tulips.
Of.
Yeah.
Tulip mania, right? Yeah, Beanie Babies. There was a huge boom. That's interesting. So,
Gas or brakes in 2018?
Buyers are stepping on the gas right now, and I think that's fueled by lower interest rates. And so the market's at a place where it's really sensitive to rate changes. If rates keep going down, that will mean buyers will probably put their foot on the gas more. I think it's highly contingent on that, though. If rates, go up, then that's going to be less incentive. And I think buyers last year, what they did, they backed off the market. But so far, they've shown strength in numbers with pendings this year. And so I would say gas for the immediate time, as long as rates are lower.
Right.
And then when they go up, then
brakes.
I think brakes. So
yeah, nobody wants to pay more interest.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So, but gas right now, it's the spring season, and it's normal to see, the market kind of heat up.
Yeah, you had these great charts where it's like in the beginning of the year, like things start going up, and then it kind of levels out, and then it goes down. But it does that like every year, right? There's a buying cycle.
There's a cycle every year. Absolutely. Yeah.
And we had CDOM combined days on market was 55 days versus last year was 43.
Absolutely. It took about 12 days longer to sell this year compared to last year. It shows that the market's slower. It doesn't mean that it's melting down, but it means that sellers need to look at the market and say, hey, I need to price for a market that's slower today rather than a more aggressive market.
It's not doomsday.
Yeah.
Just slowing down. And you've even said, like, we've been going so fast, so hard, that of course it's going to slow down, right? Yeah,
and if we have a normal spring ahead, it's actually going to take less time to sell. So we'll see in the stats these next few months, it'll tick down and it'll be in the 40s, maybe get in the 30s. It's just, that's what the market does,
Dog pictures.
Oh gosh. I don't know how to explain that one. You guys just watched the presentation. I made some jokes. It were probably bad jokes. Thankfully, people laughed, though. So.
And are your kids going to be appraisers?
No. Nope. They're going to be YouTube stars and Fortnite professional players, right? That's what every teenager wants. They don't have passion for what I do, but we are working on Common Core math and trying to get that, work on fractions and everything. But I don't know what they're going to be. I don't think they know yet. So, but I'll push them in whatever direction they want to go. I'm cool with, but I highly doubt appraisers, though. Highly doubt it.
Tell me a little bit more about your blog.
So I have a blog, SacramentoAppraisalblog.com. I actually just celebrated 10 years.
Wow.
Last week. So I'm excited. So 10 years ago, I started this blog I wanted to diversify business. I was just asking myself, who do I really want to work for? So I started a blog, posted way too much at first. And then now I've learned, okay, one post a week is manageable. And I just try to create conversation. What's the market doing? Appraisal issues? What are trends? I love it. It's really fun for me.
So do you where do you get your content from to make the blog?
From things I see in the market trends and stuff I'm paying attention to. Sometimes it's, things I'm working on, a weird non-permitted addition. How do we deal with this? Or the campfire happened. And so then I interviewed a colleague in Chico, like, what's the market doing in Chico? How do we deal with these natural disasters and value? Or there's this company, I won't name them, but they bought 90 homes over the past 90 days in Sacramento. And like, that's a trend. That's stuff we watch. And so it's just what's happening.
What's going on?
It's constantly changing. The players in the market are always changing. And so that's what I'm trying to pay attention to.
How long does it take you to get a post together?
15 minutes now. On an average week, I mean, it's probably an hour or two to write a post. My big monthly market update, I'm pulling stats. I'm making 60 to 70 graphs. I mean, that's like
it's a pretty substantial
it's honestly
blog. Yeah.
6 to 7 hours for that one post.
I bet.
Yeah, it's a labor of love. It's a lot of joy there, but I know when it's due around the 10th, 11th, 12th of the month, I'm going, oh man. But it's great. I love doing it. So.
Yeah, and you have a lot of people that really follow you and what's going on.
No, and that's cool. I love that. It's an honor. So yeah, it really is. So for me, I started this blog kind of, I think maybe for selfish reasons, like I wanted to get business, but like I think it ended up just relationships, social capital. I mean, that means everything to me.
Oh, totally.
Yeah. So that was maybe the unexpected thing where it's like, wow, I have these friends and I have these real estate contacts. And
yeah, people really read your blog and take a look. You're really helping everyone see the big picture of the market.
I hope so, right? That's the goal, so.
So don't be a real estate prophet.
Yes. Everyone prophesies, sports teams or, what's going to happen in different areas of life. But gosh, real estate, what's the market going to do? Let's pay attention to the market, but don't be that prophet making specific predictions every single year. You will be right eventually.
Right.
But in the process, you've been wrong for 5 years in a row. So credibility. Cool. Thank you so much. And you said you would like to come back, right? I would love to come back. As long as you guys would have me, I would be game. And we don't always have to talk about, graphs and trends. And we could talk about other stuff.
What do you want to talk about?
We can talk about value stuff. How do we deal with non-permitted additions, or maybe some stuff with flipping or different dynamics that are happening in different neighborhoods. So I'm cool with that.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
Well, we'll love to have you back.
Thank you. It's an honor. Awesome meeting tonight.
Yeah. So. You drew a huge crowd. There wasn't even parking in the parking lot.
That's cool. Right on. Yeah. This is a great place, and beer. So
beer. Yeah. Did you have some beer before you spoke?
I didn't, but yeah.
Next time.
Next time, for sure. More truth. It would have been better if I did. So, yeah.
Thank you so much for coming, and we'll see y'all next time.
Thanks, everyone.